is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Three Admirals. It's your boy Jerome, joined always by Kevin and Josh. Say what's up, boys.
Yo, 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 what's good?
How's it going, everyone?
It's been a while. But as always, the show is brought to you by House of Otaku. You can head over to House of Otaku for any anime needs. But yeah, as I was saying, that it's felt like a long 2 weeks, boys, but we finally got it. New chapters in 992. As always, Josh, why don't you get us started with the summary?
Yes, thank you, Drum. That was a great intro as always. Guys, I'm glad to be back. It's been a long 2 weeks, so it's great to have some One Piece content. Chapter, it did feel a little short, but that's to be expected whenever you have a lot of action. And it's been a long time since we've been getting consistent action in One Piece, so I'm not one to complain. Chapter starts off, we get some Paris Sparrow and Marco. We kind of figure out what happened with them. So Paris Sparrow offered Marco uh, a temporary alliance to take down Kaido. And it's kind of funny to see Big Mom there after getting thrown out by Robin and Jinbei. I really didn't think she was going to come back with her crew, but I guess Oda's been saving that, or he's going to save that for another time. But Big Mom refuses to betray the alliance with Kaido, and she kind of confirms to Sparrow that she was the one that offered the alliance. It was her idea. So that's kind of interesting. Um, Marco seemed to be on board and taking down Kaido, but I guess at this point they're going to go their separate ways. It was pretty weird, to be honest. I'm not too sure what's going on with that. We see Carrot after a few chapters, seems as though she's going after Sparrow. Oda seems to be planting the seeds for their fight. I think a lot of fans kind of already predicted that was going to be the Carrot's fight for Wano, but it's still nice to see that it could potentially be happening. We still get the running gag with Yamato chasing Shinobu and Momo. I'm not sure where that's going to go, um, but we'll see. And maybe hopefully in the next few chapters we'll get more on that. We kind of fast forward to Kaido and the Scabbards. They're battling on the top, of course, and Kaido's super confused as to why they're able to harm him. And to be honest, I'm sure a lot
Whoa,
of the
whoa,
fan base.
whoa! You
What
you
is it? What is it, Kevin?
you skipped my girl, Black Maria, doing her thing.
Yes,
Yes, come
yes.
This
on,
is
man.
why I have you guys. I love. Thank you, boys. It's been 2 weeks. I'm a little rusty. I'm sorry. Um, Black Maria is singing, so I know a lot of fans are talking about that being like, the fat
Mm.
lady started to sing. So maybe this is going to begin the whole ending. Curtains are going to be closing on Act 3. I think we're on Act 3, right, boys?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're in
Yep.
Act 3.
Perfect. So I think maybe her song could be a perfect segue into the tragedy which everyone's expecting. You never know. We might lose some loved characters because, I don't think Kyle's going to be taking this meeting for much longer. But yes, very good point, guys. Thank you for bringing that up.
It's
Black
definitely
Maria.
weird that she
Mhm.
doesn't seem to be too worried about what's going on. She's kind of just
Uh,
playing a song in the middle of the action. It kind of makes me think maybe the Beast Pirates, for some reason, just aren't too concerned with what's going on. I just did find it a little bit strange that in the middle of the raid on Onigashima, she's just kind of singing a song for no reason, and she's a Toby Ropo.
that is a super interesting point. Um, Definitely not my idea, but I obviously, I go through the subreddit, I read up on the chapter after I read it. And a lot of people, well, not a lot, but there is a pretty popular theory that she might not be 100% aligned with Kaido. She
Mm.
takes care of the prostitutes, and that's what Denjiro was also doing. So there was some chitter
Oh,
chatter, like, hey, like I didn't read too much into it, but it's a very interesting point. And then Jerome brought up the fact that she doesn't seem to be too stressed, whereas the other Topi Robo seem to be more involved with the action. So that's a super interesting point. I think we should maybe keep on that topic when we discuss after the chapter review here.
the exclusive point brought to you by the Three Admirals. Let's go, Josh. I like that point. Um, I was I was about to say though, just for a little background for the viewers, um, both of you think this is going to go up to Act 5. And by the way, I'm joking with the exclusive. You both of you think it's going to go up to Act 5. I thought it was going to be Act 3, but I think there may be. I think you guys are right. It might go up to Act 5 though.
I believe in like the type of play that Oda is trying to like pay homage to is usually either 5 or 6 acts. And Act 3 is like the culmination of action, ending in a tragedy, and then the final act would be a big conclusion, which would also, in this case, most likely involve action. But who really knows? Because it looks like this act where it could end at any minute. If I'm being honest, Kaido looks totally beatable right now. But speaking of Kaido, Josh, why don't you bring us back to the start of that fight?
For sure, guys. Thank you for that input. Continuing on, guys, just as I was mentioning, Kaido, we did get more action between Kaido and the Scabbards. I mean, I like it, but at the same time, I'm a little disappointed in Kaido. I know the Scabbards are strong, and I definitely know Akainu's been hyping them up. The Samurai of Wano they've always been hyped up. Even Oden, don't underestimate my samurai. Like, we know they're tough, and so this is Oda finally showing us what they have. So I can't be too upset. But it was super interesting. I love to see all the Scabbards get, they got their turn. A few of them got a few hits on Kaido. Raizo especially, man, like who would have thought that this guy was able to counter Blast Breath? Like, to me, that's insane. Like, I don't know what you guys thought about that.
Absorb it and counter it.
Like, that is, to me, that's an extremely impressive feat for anybody in the series of One Piece to do that to an emperor. That's crazy to me. I mean, we got some flashback with Oden. The flashback was kind of in a way to show us that the Scabbards they knew the advanced armament hockey, or Rio, however it's pronounced. So it's a good way of Oda kind of segueing that into the chapter to show us as to how they're able to harm Kaido. So it's nice to see that. And I mean, the whole panel with the two sword style, to me, that was crazy because I never really thought about it. That's just me being slow. That, especially Kinemon, he had two swords. I didn't even think about that. He was paying homage to Oden. Like, to me, that was pretty cool to see. Like, I'm super impressed with Kinemon so far. It seems like Oda's finally trying to give him a little bit of shine. But I mean, chapter ends with them all, four of them. I think it was Ashura Doji, Denjiro, Kinemon, and Inurashi, all hitting Kaido on the same spot where Oden scarred him. And Kaido really seems like he's hurt. So who knows what's going to happen next chapter? What do you guys think?
Kevin, you can go ahead.
You're putting me on the spot here, man. I'm loving every minute of this chapter. I'm not surprised by the power of the 9 Scabbards. They put in work. I feel like people are wishing that this was more so the Straw Hats doing this to Kaido rather than the 9 Scabbards. But let me just dissect this. You got some Crimson Cat dance, Kappa style, River of Sea, like Josh mentioned, absorbing a blast breath and turning it back and dancing on my dude Kaido after. Oh man, these guys are legit. These guys are strong. I feel like they have to be this strong to remember, only 9 of them, all 9 of them fought off Kaido's entire crew for 3 days. They had to have been this strong to do this. They had to have been. So I do not expect anything less. I'm happy. I'm hyped, especially given the fact that this is kind of what Luffy did to a drunk Kaido in with Gear 3. That said, I'm not naive. I thought Luffy was really going to knock out Kaido that first time, and I was wrong. Kaido is probably going to do some damage in the next few chapters and break my heart, but so I don't really have anything much more to hide, but I like this small W. I'm happy that they at least slowed him down. Anyways, I'm rambling here. Jerome, go ahead.
No, and I think the Scabbards are going to keep it up for a little bit. I don't think this is going to be the last. Like, I don't think it's going to start twisting into Kaido's favor for a little bit longer. We never really saw any of the Scabbards' strength at all, and it's crazy now that we get to see them in their first fight, and their first fight is actually against Kaido. Keep in mind, we also haven't really seen Kaido in a first fight either. And all of a sudden, they're looking more like equals and less like Kaido's the Yonko.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I do think there's a lot of things that they're going to run into trouble soon. Like Neko and Inu are going to get out of their Sulong eventually. Like they keep mentioning how it's only a limited amount of time. And I know that they damaged Kaido, and they did just about as much damage as Oden so far, and it seems like they've done just as much damage as Oden, which is super impressive. But I just can't see them keeping it up. And when Kaido said their swords aren't as strong as Oden's,
Yeah.
what does that really mean? Does that mean they're not doing as much damage to him, or maybe he's just underestimating them? Or maybe that Oden attack from a long time ago is still in Kaido's head and still doing damage to him mentally because he seems
PTSD,
defeated. PTSD. PTSD. I honestly, I'm disappointed that Kaido isn't stronger, but I'm saying that now, and then probably in 5 chapters, I'm going to say, okay, whoa, Kaido's like actually strong. Because right now, this guy looks super beatable. He doesn't look impressive. Like has he landed a hit on them?
Yeah, he has. He has.
Like they're
Kawamatsu got hit, I think.
yeah,
Kawamatsu
and
got hit.
everybody's shaking it off. Like I don't know, it just feels like they're doing no damage to him at all, or he's doing no damage to them. And I don't know if that's gonna. I hope that doesn't keep up. Please, please no.
I don't know.
I need to see Kaido because is he not the strongest Yonko? Like I thought he had this reputation of being like a king of the beast, you know? And then now he gets a chance to shine and he's getting styled on by people who we thought were memes. Raizo was a meme. Kinemon was a meme. When we first met Kinemon, it was just a butt. Couldn't do anything. And now he's with his whole crew, and the Scabbards are looking like the real deal. And I got to admit, I was wrong, but I just can't see it being kept up. If they did, I'd just be a little bit sad because I am a fan of Kaido. Like the character is super interesting, him being so strong, and then to be toppled by I don't know, they're samurais, but they're not
bunch
doing
of memes, bro.
Bunch of memes.
Listen. So in defense, a little bit, because Raizo, I feel, gets a lot of hate, and I understand he should. But in defense of Raizo, he's just a pure ninja. The amount of sneaking, this guy pops up everywhere, anywhere, all the time. He's in where Udon. He's in Udon, just walking through, breezing by, saying, "Yo, Luffy, don't worry, no problem, I'll get you out." So he's a ninja. So we got to give a little more respect to Raizo. But I think Kaido is actually kind of impressive, to tell you the truth. Like this guy's taking hits after hit, and only the last hit really seems like it took him down. His breath, his mere roar is lightning, man. Lightning that destroyed the whole ground. Come on, man.
Damage to the environment does not mean anything, Kevin. You got to get over that, man.
No, well, it's pretty impressive, man. And I think
he's not doing any damage to the actual people, though. He's breaking up the ground. That doesn't matter. Like Kaido does not look impressive at all. I mean, the fact that he's taking damage is like
no. I think
what's impressive of Kaido's performance right now.
So I think what you're missing, and what the manga has not done a good job of, but the anime has done a great job, is if you look at even their scars, their battle scars a little bit throughout the panel, it shows that, like, of course they're getting in their hits, but Kaido is throwing a few things back at them, but they're being relentless regardless of that. Mm-hmm. Now, all I'm saying is this. I don't have a short memory. So I remember Luffy hitting Kaido with that elephant gun, and me being like, he pummeled Kaido. He pummeled Kaido in Gear 3. Okay, Luffy. And then Kaido got up and one-shotted him. So, although they were able to do this much damage to Kaido in his mystic form, the real Kaido ain't come out yet. The real Kaido still hasn't come out. So we can't be disappointed. We can't say anything. All we could do is put some respect on these 9 Scabbards, man. They ain't playing, bro. They are not playing at all. Just put some respect on the butt-faced Kinemon, on the escape artist Raizo. But to that point, what do you guys rate this chapter out of 10?
I'd go like 7.5.
Ooh, 7. Josh.
No, for sure. Me too, man. It's definitely in the 7.5 sounds good. I can't give it an 8, just because it wasn't much. It was a lot of action, and obviously it was definitely nice to see them in action. Like they were serious for the first time. But like as I was saying earlier, guys, in the earlier episodes, I'm gonna save my 8s and my 9s for when Kaido got serious, for when Kaido actually starts to fight Luffy, Kid, Law. You know what I mean? When the main event starts coming up, yo, I'll give my 8s and 9s then. You know?
When we got our
It's a
jaw on
great
the
chapter.
ground. It's a good chapter. There was a lot of
Great
really good
chapter, though.
spreads too. We didn't really talk much about the spreads, but like
True,
some really nice spreads. Kevin, what do you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, for me, it's 8.5, man. 8.5. 8.5.
Hey,
Scabbard
no,
fan. It was a good
respect.
chapter.
I respect it, yo. You know, I like Kinemon. I'm starting to like him a lot more. He's not
This
so much
guy's
of me.
really with the shits, man. Don't play with
Ready
him.
to die. He's ready to die to take Kaido's head. And I respect. That's a samurai right there, bro. No, it was nice. It was good.
Yeah, no, we all got to put more respect towards the Scabbards, and I think now we until it's shown, Kaido's looking like a meme right now, but so was Big Mom, and she showed up like unscathed this chapter, right?
That is the thing about Wano, is that it's like the first arc that we're finally getting to see that a Yonko's probably gonna go down, right? Like we assume
Mm-hmm.
Kaido's gonna lose. Maybe not Big Mom, but we finally see them serious, and like Big Mom and Kaido are honestly looking like I know it's not the end, but they just looking like punching bags, bro,
Sweet.
and
They
I don't
look
like
too
it.
sweet
They're
right
looking
now.
too sweet,
Oh
and that's
my
one thing I
god.
just don't. Kevin, I get where you're coming from, but like Big Mom's supposed to have like this like iron skin, like no one can make her
Mm-hmm.
bleed, and Kaido's supposed to be that no one can scar him, like only Oden scarred Kaido, and like Robin's throwing Big Mom, Raizo's beating up Kaido. What's going on, man? Like I don't know if I like this or not, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, like Kaido's doing a good job tanking his damage, and I feel like that's part of his character too. Is he is a tank? Like, I mean,
True.
he is
True.
like made like a brick house, but um, definitely disappointing to see what kind of damage he's inflicted on the Scabbard so far. But like both of you guys are saying, this fight is far from over, and we haven't seen that next level for Kaido yet.
And okay, what I'll ask though, if this was the Straw Hats doing this to Kaido, would you guys feel differently
Feel differently about what?
about Kaido taking this much damage?
It depends, because Jinbei, Sanji, and Zoro, I think all three of those guys are stronger than any of the Scabbards.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe Neko and Inu when they're in their Sulong form, but I mean, the whole reason is like the Scabbards are the opening act, right? Like when they're down for the count and they can't fight anymore, the Straw Hats are going to take care of business. And so, like King and Queen, Oda saving these guys up for their real fight against whoever they're going to fight. So the Straw Hats are going to steal the show. But I mean, if it's like Nami and Usopp and Chopper, yeah, I would actually be upset. Like when they were like beating up Big Mom on the Sunny, I
Yeah.
know she was like going through her hunger pains and stuff like that. But I mean, like when I saw that, I wasn't that happy about it. Like those are the weakest Straw Hats, and they're beating up a Yonko, bro. Like I get it. She's not 100%, but they're
It
weak,
kills
bro.
the
What's the
what's the word
hype, bro?
the hype
The
of
hype
the
of the
Yonko.
character.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
strength. You want to see Shanks getting like bopped off by like Nami and Brook? You don't want to see that,
If
bro. Like,
Usopp does any damage to Shanks, I'm throwing my hat in at that point, like
I
for
could see.
sure.
No, tell me. Now, I'm not going to say I can see Usopp doing damage to Shanks, but I could see him throwing a little something to make Shanks. First off, I don't even think they'd fight like that, but you could see Usopp doing like a memeing Shanks for a little bit. You can't see that at all?
I mean, Usopp could meme anyone, but I
That's
mean,
exactly
if it
what
has an actual impact on the fight, though, like Shanks should not be the one to be bothered by like Usopp. You know,
for
he,
sure, for
yeah.
sure. Yeah. And you know
We're
what? I
talking
get it.
about Yonkos here.
But I get it though, these guys have been waiting for 20 years. Like these guys like really hate Kaido, they really hate Orochi. Like this is them putting their entire heart out. So I
Yeah,
understand. I understand it, like for sure.
this
I know
is
they've been waiting.
20 years in the making, man.
I know this is life for this is life or death for real. Like they're I get it. I get it.
These guys cut their own return boats back off and said, no, we're not leaving no matter what. We're either dying here or we're staying here. So this is like them at their strong. I don't think outside of Marineford, I've ever seen a pirate group or a group of fighters with that much resolve. I can remember when the Whitebeard pirates were like, "No, we're going to save Ace," and
Yeah.
that was all they were gonna do. That's
True.
it. That's all.
A whole
They're like,
crew, that's interesting that you say that because I definitely agree. I don't think we've seen any resolve from more than one or two people, more than Odin Scabbards wanting revenge.
even when Luffy wanted to go save Sanji, the
It was
straw
just
hat.
him.
Yeah, the straw. Zoro was like, "Yo, you guys are on your own. We'll meet you guys back in Wado." Come on, man. Like these guys are really serious about this shit right here.
I respect it. I respect it.
Which brings to the discussion of where do they rank? Where do they rank right now?
They're tough as hell, man. Like I don't think they're, as I said before, I don't think they're as strong as Zoro, Kid, or Law, or even Sanji or Jinbei for that matter.
Yeah.
But like
Really?
that's not a bad thing though, because these guys are gonna be like billion bounty pirates eventually, right?
hmm
There's no shame in that. But like I think they're as strong as like Cracker, Jack, which is again, there's no shame in that, right? I just
They're
think that
it seems like they are all commander level,
commander
and
level,
then
yeah.
kind of ranging between first and third commander. I mean, Kevin, you like to say Smoothie's useless. I'm sure there's some people there who are like Smoothie level of in terms of like what they're bringing to the table.
Yo, why you gotta call me out like that?
Well, yo, where
You
the
gotta
hell
call
is
me
Smoothie? I'm still
Smoothie.
upset because I'm like just waiting for Smoothie to show up and she's still not here. Because
Bro,
I
how
heard
long has
you
it
once
been?
saying put some respect on Smoothie's name because she's the commander, but
She's doing nothing, bro.
She ain't
She's
coming
the
through.
most useless commander that we have seen so far.
I told
MIA.
y'all. I told y'all a few videos ago. Smoothie? Come on, man.
I'm not giving up hope. I'm not giving up hope. She is there. She has to show up at some point, or she's
Yeah.
just gonna show up at the very end and run away.
Yo, she's taking the nap, man. She's taking the nap, man. She's in Mirror World with Katakuri saying, "Oh, I respect Luffy."
Bro,
Man. It's over, man. Anyway,
this man show, hey, yeah, for sure. We're getting a little off topic there, but I mean, the chapter was great, man. It opens up so many doors for discussion when it comes to who we thought was the strongest scabbard or just how strong we thought that they were actually going to be. So this was a good chapter. No break next week, so we can get right back into it again. So
yeah.
Where do you think he picks up next chapter? Any ideas?
this is a complete man. Like I think we're gonna get obviously more Kaido and more Scabbard action, but
hmm
I'm waiting to see what's going on with Kid and his crew, like or what's happening with that. I feel like it's tough to juggle so many characters, but
Yeah.
like who's he gonna fight? Like who do you guys want Kid to fight? Do you want him to fight a Big Mom Commander? Do you want him to fight a Toby Robo? Like I don't know what I want with Kid, but I'm curious to see what he can do.
Like I'm excited for Kid to show up against Kaido eventually, but I
Yeah.
don't think
Okay.
it's there yet. So
Mhm.
like leading up to it, I could see him possibly getting involved in like a king or queen fight. Um, but Kid, Law, Even Hawkins we haven't seen much of, and like
Hawkins.
X Drake's running around too.
X
Like there's
Drake.
just so much right now going on that I think next episode he's going to keep the same characters. We're not going to get anything new.
Yeah.
But the new we are going to get some major characters involved soon. Like the Marines are on the way, right?
I think they're coming. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
CP0 is there. I'm not even starting to think. Whenever we see CP0, the revolutionaries are not too far behind. Man,
Yeah.
like Oda is just giving us a little. I think Act 4 is going to be the act. If that makes sense.
Yep.
That's
No,
going to be
especially in
action.
terms of like I could see a lot of big entrances. All of the
Yes,
entrances that are going
yes.
to show up are going to be huge.
Oh, for sure, bro. And I'm excited for it. Like, I'm hoping we get 1,000 by the end of the year. But who knows? He actually released something a few hours ago. Did you guys see that?
No, what do you say?
Oh,
He just apologized for missing the last 2 weeks. He
mhm.
says he's gonna work harder. So it's just nice to see Oda. Like, we don't want him to like work himself to death, obviously, but it's also nice to know that he knows that he's. I don't want to use the word disappointing, but people want to see One Piece, right? We want One Piece, so he knows.
Mhm.
So it's good to hear that from him.
I accept your apology, Oda.
We accept it. Now put more shit out.
But was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
No, that pretty much covered it for this week. That pretty much covered it.
Yeah, so we'll try to come out with a possible another episode in between chapters because we are really hyped up off this last chapter. It's been a long break. But that being said, thanks for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. And yeah, we'll be here next week.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace out, guys.
Later, guys. Have a good one.